Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the reptile barn. We have a female ovulating, and that means it is time to fire up the incubator. So I'll show you a quick peek of this female. She's on the tail end of ovulation and might not look like much. And then I'll show you our incubator setup. I'm excited. So you can see, first off, her color has changed. She's much lighter, has been for a couple weeks. Went off feed several weeks ago. See how her scales here almost look stretched. She's just like bulging here. This is an ovulation. She's hard as a rock, swollen. She shouldn't be swollen as far as food goes because she hasn't been eating. So this is great stuff. Should be expecting some bananas and green pastels and maybe some banana green pastels. So here's our incubator. It's about 6 feet tall. It's just a typical cabinet you could buy at any store, Walmart or wherever. We simply, let me turn a light on here, see if that helps at all. We simply lined the inside of the doors with insulation, and you can see that we inset it here and then it's over here so that when it's closed, that gap is still insulated, if you see what I'm saying. So there's no gap for air to escape. We lined the entire inside of the incubator with insulation, with the exception of the hinges, but that's okay. A little tiny hole is fine. And right now we have not put actual shelves built into the incubator. We just have this little shelving unit. This can fit 2 of our Sterilite tubs on each level. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 levels, so we can fit 10 clutches at a time, which the last couple of years has been just plenty for us. This year it might be pushing it a little. We might have to get a real set of shelves in here so that we can fit more at a time. We have a fan in here because no matter how careful we are, if there's not a fan, the top of the incubator will be a couple degrees hotter than the bottom. With the fan, it is pretty much perfectly uniform. We've been extremely happy with this incubator. And it's not expensive. You buy those expensive reptile incubators and you're spending a lot of money. We paid for the cabinet, but it wasn't bad. A couple feet of heat tape, that's how we heat it. We just taped heat tape, wired it up, and it comes to this Herpstat 2 right here. And I like using a 2 instead of a Herpstat 1 because there's 2 inputs on the back. And so that means we can have 2 probes. So you see we have 1 probe up here high, and it's connected to this heat tape over here. And then we have another probe down here on the bottom, and it's connected to this heat tape. So they're kind of separately determining the exact temperature down to 1/10 of a degree and adjusting from there. So we keep it extremely uniform in here. Obviously, when we check on the eggs and we open up these doors, warm air comes out, and the room here obviously is not 89 degrees. So it does cool down for, you know, a minute at a time, but it regulates very well. Anyways, I'm just going to plug in this incubator, or the thermostat rather, so that it starts to heat up, because I do not want any chances of getting eggs that we didn't know about without our incubator being warm. So last year that happened 1 time. We got, I think, 12 clutches of eggs. I caught the ovulations on 11 of them and knew pretty much the day that they would lay, but one of them snuck up on me and I didn't know that she was gravid. And well, I didn't know how far along she was, and she had eggs and I didn't know it. So I don't want that to happen and not have a warm incubator for them to go to. Once we have eggs, even though we also have the probes, I keep these thermometers, these electronic thermometers in there as well, just so I have a quick visual on how hot any given spot is. I can leave one, you know, here and another down there. That's why I have two. And yeah, that's our incubator setup. It's worked fantastic for us. Honestly, I can't see us ever really buying a big fancy schmancy incubator, because this has worked marvelously, and it was not expensive. The only thing we want to do is put better shelves in. I mean, there's a big gap between here. We waste a lot of space. We should be able to fit 40 clutches of eggs in here, and instead we're fitting 10. So, but we'll improve that. Very excited to start filling it up with eggs again. We are running rapidly out of babies. Many of these are on hold even, so some of these aren't even for sale. So we got to get more babies so we can start boosting our inventory again. I'm so excited. Nothing is more exciting than baby season. But yeah, here's the incubator. I hope you like it. And hopefully we have many ovulations to come. By the way, I don't remember if I mentioned this. I think I did, but she was bred, the female up there is just a normal. She was bred by this guy right here. This is a banana green pastel. And we show him off a lot because he's amazing. So, thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. If anyone wants to know any more details about the incubator that we didn't talk about here, send me a message, send me a comment, whatever. We try to always respond. I hope we've never let anybody's comments slip through the cracks. I think we've always been on top of it. But yeah, until next time, we are the Reptile Barn.